My name is Kayla Pratt. I'm a senior biology student from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I am the current Piccolo section leader and the chapter president of the Theta Zeta chapter of Tau Beta Sigma.
Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning at about 8:15 a.m. I'm about to go take my genetics exam at about 9:30. I will see you guys a little bit later when I am fully awake and dressed.
Why did you choose A&T?
Okay, so at first I used to go to UNCG back in 2012, but then it came a time where I needed some scholarship money and I wanted to continue band because I missed it. When I first came to college, I thought, well, if I join the band, my grades are going to start slipping. I'm a biology major. I was a little bit nervous about that, so I was like, I won't try it. But then it was like after taking that year off, it was like, I'm missing a lot, and I fell back in love with it all over again. So when it came time to transfer, I was like, okay, well, let me, look at this process to see if it's easy enough to come over. And, Dr. Ruff was willing to help me out a little bit. So, I decided to come over here. And ever since then, it's been like a big family over here, so.
Okay, so the hardest part about having a car on campus, or the downfall of having a car, is trying to have a parking space. And it's raining outside, so for a fact that there are no parking spaces available, really. So now that I've finally found a parking space, I'm gonna go ahead and take my exam. So I will see you guys a little bit later.
How has your transition been as a transfer student to North Carolina A&T?
My transition has been interesting because at UNCG, everything is handed to you or given to you, and it's a nice luxury to have, but I did learn from transferring over to a HBCU that I had to adjust to being an adult more, or quicker, I guess. I had to learn how to be responsible for myself and for others. At UNCG, they took care of everything for you, but when I transferred over here, it was like I was taking life 101, basically.
Okay, so usually my Mondays are one of my busiest days of the week. So on a regular Monday, I would have my genetics class or lecture at 9, and then the recitation lab from 10 to 11:50. That usually takes place in Hines Hall, which is usually where a lot of the labs and stuff are. And then later on in the day, I'll try to get something to eat after my lab. And then around 1 o'clock, I'll have a molecular biology lecture. My least favorite class, but at the same time, it can incorporate some stuff in it. So at the end of the day, hey, you win some, you lose some. You're going to take classes you don't like. It's okay, just get through it and move on. But after that, usually I just go back home, study a little bit, get as much homework as I can get done, and then get ready for band practice. But that's usually how my day goes on Mondays. So yeah, not too bad.
What is a typical day like for you?
A typical day for me, I wake up around 8 o'clock. I know Monday, Wednesday, Friday I have a 9 o'clock class, and then a 10 to 11:50 lab. After that, I try to get some lunch every now and then. And then in the afternoon, I have a 1 o'clock. Sometimes I do tutoring in the LMAC, which is the tutoring center in the biology center. Barnes. And then after that, I usually just go home, get dressed for practice, and get to work.
Yes. We eat lunch. It's a sister date.
What's your first experience with the BGMM?
My first experience with the BGMM, I guess I have two. So my first experience with the BGMM was my freshman year of college. At UNCG, I decided to take the concert band class at A&T just because I still wanted to have a little connection to HBCU marching bands in some way. And I love concert bands, so I didn't want to let that go. So that was my first time ever even being in the band room and meeting a whole bunch of people in the band. And then my actual first experience was probably when Dr. Ruff let me march a Christmas parade, and then then Honda 2014. So that was a really nice experience.
Okay, so I am done with classes for the day. When I went to go ask my teacher if it was okay if I record a little bit during class, he actually surprised me and was like, "Oh yeah, I saw you playing during the convocation for homecoming, and I have a picture of you. So in exchange for you recording me during class, I'll just show everybody the picture of you in class on Wednesday." So of course I was like, "Okay," but yeah, so for the rest of my free time, I'm going to catch up on some work and change clothes and then get ready for band practice. So, see you guys in a little bit. All right, so I'm getting ready to leave for band practice now. It is 3:30, so I should get there a little bit before 3:45, so I'll be on time. But yeah, so I'll see you guys at the band room.
Kayla, guess what my new saying is?
What?
Are you surfing though? Cause we surfing.
What? I'm so Quincy. I'm so weak. I can't deal. Hey, boy, chat.
Hey, how you doing? This is a long question.
Okay.
The name Pratt is legendary when you mention high school bands in North Carolina. Your father was a drum major for the BGMM and a well-known, accomplished, and respected band director in North Carolina. Do you feel any pressure being his daughter in the BGMM and living up to the Pratt name?
Absolutely. I feel pressure every time somebody mentions him. I feel pressure every time we talk about recruiting people from E.E. Smith. I feel pressure all the time. I felt pressure when I was at E.E. Smith, but the thing is about like me being his daughter, I kind of have a passion that I kind of got in high school from just living up to his name and like not proving anything, but more so like living out his legacy and carrying on his traditions of just being a great bandsman and helping other people. So. Are you the last one? Did you tune? Okay, now all you have to do is, you know how we usually have our regular 16 runs, so 1 end and 2 end, just play it like that and you practice it so that it makes sense. But when you actually play it, you're gonna slur the notes. As long as you know what the notes are and you like just go through them, like that's how you do as far as like slurring it. So as long as you end up on the last note, you're good. So yeah. Okay, so from the top, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go.
How do you manage the responsibilities as president of Tau Beta Sigma?
On our way to the meeting, usually we have band practice, and then we have to leave a little bit early for a Greek life meeting. So this is where we're going now. McNair Engineering Building. Hey! This is our meeting.
Madam Presidente.
I will say it's very difficult and very challenging. There have been sleepless nights, tough nights, rough nights, and that's okay. You know, I have to learn how to balance being school band, everything else, along with Tau Beta Sigma, along with being responsible for the section, and along with being responsible for everything that the chapter needs done business-wise. So that can get very hectic, but I mean, at the end of the day, the Lord never gives you anything you can't handle, so, you know, that's what I go by.
Finally done with the meeting.
I mean, it's not gonna only be 2
Meeting started at 6 o'clock. It is now 7:20 something, I think. But yeah.
This is in her life of Kayla Pratt. Okay, well, first of all, she's a mom.
What?
So a day in her life is like a mom. She's all mom. Yep, pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
She taught me how to wear my lady clothes.
Oh my God.
So
She's great.
pretty much.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, straight back to band practice. No games.
All right, bye.
Made it back to the band room. About to change. No, get back into my practice clothes. Let's get back to business. Right, guys?
Yeah.
How do you balance school band and everything else?
Most of the time, when it comes to school and band, to be honest, I used to be a really bad procrastinator, but now, ever since college, I kind of had to get rid of that. Nowadays, I just go buy a little Starbucks double shot espresso and stay up till about 3 or 4 in the morning every night, trying to do as much homework as I can. And then even like in between classes, I try to get a little bit of homework in, just so that I can stay on track with everything. But yeah.
This mark time ain't there. All right, only got 4 squads to do something. We ready? 11, 12, 23, 24.
On my time.
Whistle, 2, 3, 4.
Up, 2, up, 1,
Another question.
2, 3, 4.
Drum major in high school, section leader in the BGMM, president of Tau Beta Sigma. Leadership seems to follow you. What is your personal philosophy on being a leader?
My personal philosophy on being a leader. In order to be a leader, I feel like you have to lead by example. Everything that you want somebody else to be in your section or just in life, you have to be yourself. You can't ask stuff of other people when you don't even do it yourself. And even in that, you have to be a motivator as well. You can't just demand a lot of stuff and then that actually causes a lot of discord or people to be unhappy. And in that sense, you have to make a change for yourself as a leader so that everybody else is happy, if that makes sense.
Sorry. Last question. What do you want your legacy to be as a member of the BGMM?
Well, okay, so my legacy that I want to leave is that I want everybody to act as a family. If you come to band room and you talk to a whole bunch of people and you ask people about me, they say, oh, that's auntie, or that's auntie grandma, or that's grandma, or whatever. But either way, I want everybody to see the family connections within each other. We have, of course, the joking family here and there. But when it comes to actually being there for each other and loving each other like an actual family, I value that. And I think, at the end of the day, families are going to fuss and fight, but either way, your band family is your family away from home, and this is kind of like a home away from home. So.